Setting up the 3D printer to print. So in this little tutorial we'll show you how to use a 3D printer. So this is the front of the Tinkerine right now, and if I just kind of back out you can see the rest of the machine here. Okay, so what we're going to do here, there's no card in it yet. Here's my little SD card that I'm going to use. Okay, so I'm just going to back out a tiny bit, stick it in here, and you notice when I stick it in it'll light up, and now it says print, but we don't want to print yet. We want to change some filament, I think. So a couple things we can do is we can go to the wizard. From the wizard, and I'm just turning the knob here. We go to File, our new filament, click on it, and what's going to happen, so use this wizard to change the filament. You can read that. Right now the machine is just zeroing itself, and I guess I can come up and show you what it's doing. So it's just kind of setting itself up right now. Okay, so it's set itself up. I'm just going to hit continue. Now what's happening as I come back down here, you can see that it's actually warming up. So as it warms up, we just have to let it sit here right now. What you can do is make sure while it's warming up that the tape is in good condition. So if you look on the bed here, you can see that there's blue tape. That blue tape holds the material down to the table. You can also make sure that there's 1, 2, 3, 4 clips in place to actually hold it in place as well. Okay, and also on the top of the table, make sure that there's nothing kind of sticking up, nobody's ripped it, and that most of this material is taken off. So there's a little tiny bit of stuff right here that, well, actually I'll leave it on, but it should get removed normally. Okay, so almost done. We're just going to come down here. You can see that it's almost done. So what's going to happen is the machine right here is basically going to take the material, and it basically says pull the filament out. So as I do this, I'm just going to hold the camera right here, and I'm just going to pull the tube off. I'm going to push my finger down on this button, and I can just pull it out. Okay, I'm just going to break this off because I can use the same color, and I just fill it back down the tube. Okay, then it says press continue to continue. So what I do is I basically just do this, and I can push this down again, and I push until, if you come out the bottom here, you're going to see that the material has come out. Okay, so once that's done, I can come down the bottom, and basically says you're done. Trim off the excess right here. So I just hit enter, and we're done. So all I've done is pulled off that little bit up top. And that basically is. Then all I do is I press print. I go and find my project I'm going to do. So there's one called Lantern, and I just hit the button, and you can now see that the machine is starting to actually move. Okay, so I'm just going to set this right here for a minute. Let's see what it does. It might take a few seconds to start, but it will get started, and eventually it will print. So it's kind of just warming up. And again, you can see it kind of sitting right here, getting ready to go, and eventually it will start. And I'm probably going to stop the video because I'm not willing to let it go anymore. So there you have it. Eventually that will get going, and if it lifts off or something, you will probably stop it, the printer, and just make sure that you're always watching this thing on the first couple minutes, because otherwise what will happen is it might not stick, and then you have a big blob on your machine. So there we go. I'm stopping because it ain't going to start for another 30 seconds or a minute.